Hi everyone, Schoolhouse Intuitive. Thanks so much for being here. Let's get some tarot and oracle cards. For those of you who celebrate, happy Thanksgiving. We're going to do this brief little reading for you for, just because. It's just whatever comes out, right? Whatever needs to come out for Libra, the Libra Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, any placement. We'll use tarot, oracle cards. I'll share channeled messages if I receive them. You have mind mastery. Your knowledge is growing. Expand your mind, wisdom, studies, higher education. Card 5757. I'm hearing the name right now, McCormick. Okay? Or something like it. McCormick. What else do we have? I'm hearing something about letting something go, just deciding that you're not going to carry that forward. So that's good. Releasing something. Being the bigger person, that kind of comes to mind. And look at that. And then we have 999, turning the page. Something about starting over, maybe, new cycle coming in, right? And when I flipped the card to say 999, I looked on the timer and it said 111. So you're finishing something to start something else, right? So you're moving on to the next thing. You're turning the page. Something's maybe coming full circle. And what else? These are all odd numbers so far. You have 3535. Sudden change coming. So time to be flexible. Time to be flexible. And if you didn't catch it already, you have your December reading posted on Tuesday. So check that out and you'll see what's coming in for December. So this card is about being able to move forward. Something that maybe was stuck is now able to move. Funny, your weekly reading had that same kind of feel to it. What else for Libra? Make progress. So this is about taking steps, some sort of personal growth. We have 50-50 is the number. Okay. And also, I'm getting that like something right now doesn't have to necessarily be this or that. It's kind of like finding that middle road. So that'd be like Temperance card energy. And that actually did come up in your weekly reading as well. Let's dig into the Dark Mansion Tarot now. All the decks I use are down below. Check out the disclaimer. All right. And Libra, I don't know if I'll do a reading tomorrow for the collective, for everyone, because I know a lot of people are busy. It's a holiday weekend for most of the viewers, not all, but many. So we'll see about that. Let's see. Oh, 8 of Wands. Look at that. Moving forward. Something, again, that I felt kind of a stuck energy moves forward. It's amazing to me because I didn't even use this deck, and that came through in your weekly reading too. 8 of Wands. This thing's really moving forward. It's like because your knowledge is growing. You've learned something. And then we have the Hanged Man. I love this because I was actually thinking of the Hanged Man when I saw the flexibility card. I always think about, wow, they have to be kind of flexible here, the Hanged Man. So I think it's something here is maybe changing your perspective, or again, maybe you're just deciding you're moving on from something. You're not going to let it hold you back. What else do we have? Are you taking enough time to play, Libra? I'm hearing that right now. Leisure. Like leisure is actually important. What else do we have for Libra? Sometimes doing nothing is actually very productive because, we rejuvenate. Maybe we get, when it's quiet like that and we're still, we actually get, we can restore our own peace. We get messages from the divine. You just get to center and recalibrate. And you have the Knight of Cups. So following your heart here was something. And you're being angelically guided as you do that. Okay? That's what's clarifying that flexibility card. And I think how something comes to be could surprise you. And there's the 8 of Cups. In order to become your highest self and really make the progress you wish to make, you may be needing to move on from something or someone that once it worked, right? A long time ago, it's probably been a long time coming, that this change needed to happen. Almost felt like something was sort of inevitable. Clarifying mind mastery, Eight of Wands. You have Eight of Swords and the Magician. Yeah, I think a lot of you, you're finding a new way to move forward with something or to bring something in, because I saw 111, that's an ultimate number of manifestation. And now I'm seeing, like, as you tune into your intuition towards about a situation where you felt maybe stuck, stagnant, you're able to see, he's got his magnifying glass out, you're able to see something like a little kind of like a little ray of hope. That came into your weekly reading as well, but it's like seeing that, what, maybe you do have enough to at least make one step forward. I think a lot of you too, you've decided that the only way through something is like, or like your only option right now is to move forward. So I feel like you're the one unsticking this energy. Again, it's that like sort of mind over matter. A lot of you, you've done so much work to grow and enhance your own personal power and even access your own intuitive gifts. Turn the page is clarified by the Nine of Pentacles. So I do feel this is a lot of you, it either affects your home or it has to do with your finances in general. It's your resources. And you have the Chariot. You're able to move forward again. That's like you just have a new perspective too. I think for some of you, you have, maybe you yourself have more of like a divine kind of truth to something or perspective. You're choosing to see something as guidance from maybe higher realms, and now you know why something didn't quite work out, maybe. And we have Justice card. So that's what's clarifying, making progress in the Eight of Cups. You're moving on to something better here. You've already weighed options. You already know the truth of a certain situation. I think you've absolutely figured out something that's been quite a mystery. And it could be connected to your abundance. I'm actually getting the name Dylan clairvoyantly. Dylan. Okay, and we have the Moon card. The Moon. There's something about how something comes to be that you're maybe not quite seeing yet. Again, the energy hasn't changed that much since Sunday's reading. Like I said, I did Tuesday's reading was all about December, but as far as this week, it does feel like there's like a veiled opportunity that maybe today is the day for some of you, or you just get this like brilliant idea, but it does feel as though you didn't see something yet, and it feels like it was like for your protection or for your own good. In some way, it was to your benefit that you didn't quite see something yet, and now it's as though something can now be revealed. It feels divinely orchestrated, I'll tell you that. And then there's a tower here, and it flew out, okay? And there's that change, that big shift that needs to happen. And it could feel chaotic when it happens for some of us. For others, the tower doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be, a change and even a big shift in how you're choosing to view something, right? But it's usually always change in some way. It doesn't have to directly impact you though. But that's underneath that turning page. It is a starting over kind of energy. And that's what's clarifying the starting over in that 999. So you're not even going to miss whatever this is that you're leaving behind, it looks like. And there's this King of Pentacles. This is about knowing what to invest in, who to invest in, and being able to do hard things. It's like you have this wisdom within yourself to move forward. Like the way becomes clear too. I do feel that. Nine of Cups here. And we'll talk about it both ways, upright and reverse, since it came in almost totally reversed. So the Nine of Cups, though, it's connecting me to that Eight of Cups. Like something has just not been fair. Someone maybe hasn't been held accountable, or you're feeling there's corruption, dishonesty, bias, or something. And that you will never, in that situation, this is only going to pertain to some of you, you won't ever be able to be truly fulfilled if something isn't done or gone about in like the right way, right? It's like almost like if something is unethically happening, but you're, like say you work for someone and they're doing things in like a sketchy way that's not ethical, you're never going to feel really good about being there and being part of that, right? As long as you know that's going on. So you can't even enjoy like the fruits of your labor because you know it wasn't attained honestly. And so that's just a one specific example. Again, only resonates with some of you. But you have a way out now. You have this new path. I just saw 1010 on the timer. And that always indicates for me that there's a new path on the horizon for you. So you're leaving behind whatever feels unfair, unjust. You already have for a lot of you. And we have the Four of Pentacles. Could be a long time since some of you actually really were able to save anything too. I do feel that energy. I'm kind of seeing that with the Four of Pentacles. And for some of you, you're keeping something you know to yourself for now. And that is advised. Okay, that is also being confirmed by my guides right now. And you have the Six of Cups. Yeah, it could be something connecting to your past or someone else's past in some way. But it's like, I feel like you've learned, you could even be the holder of some sort of like family secret or, ability in some way. Like maybe you're a seer and your grandma was a seer and your mom and all that. But it's like you're waiting for the right time to kind of show that to the world too. All right, what else? And there's the Ten of Pentacles. It's another card connecting to family, to abundance, to long-term stability and success. You have a sudden change coming in that will change your fortune for some of you, okay? And I have to say for some of you, because it is a general reading, right? Right. You have a couple of nines here now. So you have 8. You have 8 of Cups, 8 of Wands. So you have 88. You have 99. I'm not taking those because I wasn't quite feeling it. Wasn't ready. And they came out in a clump. So Libra, Temperance. Yeah, there's that card. We keep getting Temperance again. It's like, finding some sort of something that's suitable where maybe you just can take some small steps forward rather than having to take a huge leap forward. Again, very much feels focused on work, career, projects, life purpose, goals, creative things in general. It feels like there's been a lot of healing, a lot of growth. There will continue to be. You have some things to celebrate coming in here. Feels like you're going to be celebrating with others. And for a lot of you, it's about healing. I definitely see that. But something is more, it's like you can really feel good about this change. Yeah. Things are feeling much more harmonious from even Sunday, And we have the Three of Pentacles. So now you have 33. So the Three of Pentacles, like I said, it feels like you're going to be celebrating with others or you're celebrating some sort of collaboration. So congratulations on that. Five of Swords here. Again, that's what's kind of in that area of you're becoming your highest self. And so, and you're not afraid to kind of defend your beliefs. You're not going to be bullied or, it's because remember the Five of Swords is like that win at all costs. And I feel like that's actually something that you've left behind. Someone maybe who was in that energy or a situation where it just felt like it wasn't honest. I don't know how else to say it. You're breaking free from dishonesty and from something that felt unethical, the way it was obtained, or just something just didn't feel right. It did not sit right with you. And so congratulations to you for moving forward. Yeah, there's that deception. And there's the Five of Pentacles. So Seven of Swords, Five of Pentacles. You could have felt really left out by something, or maybe you're the one who's quietly leaving something that is less than fulfilling, something where like you don't want to be like them. Maybe some of you have outgrown some sort of like, family dynamic. You're breaking cycles in some way of something that wasn't good. And you look at the strength here. Look at it. Look, that's your strength. That's your perseverance. Now you have triple eights. That's also abundance when it's coming through with other eights like that. So having compassion for yourself for the situation, but that doesn't make you a fool. That doesn't make you someone who's just going to roll over and take and settle, right? You're going to still continue to move on, have that personal growth, and take steps that lead you to that finish line of where you want to be. It's not really a finish line, right? It's not the ultimate finish line. All right, let's see, Libra. We have the devil here. That's that same energy. I've got this mix of energies here. It's like there's one that's making you feel stuck and focusing on weaknesses. And I feel like that trap, it wasn't real. It was almost like something that you were imagining, not imagining, but it's something that like just came from like a false fear or belief or something. It wasn't, I don't want to say it's imagined because I feel like our experiences are all very real. It was more, you weren't actually as trapped as maybe you thought or someone made you to believe. Okay. That's what I meant to say. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Something wasn't impossible after all, but I feel like for some of you, you realize you were told or you've been taught over time that you could only go so far or something. You have the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. Okay. You're getting your clarity here regarding a decision. And I feel like you're going to take a small step in a direction that's going to lead you to an actual harvest, whereas other things maybe haven't so far. When I have all these cards coming out together like that, here we have the person looking to see, if their investments are really paying off. They're seeing maybe a little bit of growth, not that much. They're maybe pursuing other options here with the Seven of Cups, but it can be tricky to know which one to choose, right? Queen of Swords here comes through, breakthrough. She has some clarity here. And she's also, like I said, this is something about as far as like becoming your highest self and living a very ethical kind of existence. She's coming in with that. Truth is very important to her as she makes some big, important changes. And the way something comes about is important to her. It's kind of like wanting to earn it for yourself, wanting to do something for yourself, right? And then we have the Page of Pentacles. And that I feel is it's a positive indication as far as your patience and your ambition and your desires really paying off. Your hard work is paying off, and you did the right thing. If this was your story, you did the right thing as far as leaving behind that, for lack of a better word, it feels like corruption in some way, or someone just really trying to have like an influence over you that was unjust, unfair in some way. You've broken free. Yeah. Okay. Because you weren't actually really trapped. There's the Five of Cups. Yeah. Okay. So now it's like, there have been some tears shed. There's been some sadness over this, but there's still that Ace of Cups on the table there, right? She still has that Ace of Cups here. But it's for some of you, it's like you just need to kind of gather your thoughts, gather your strength here. We have the Wheel of Fortune. It flew out into reverse. For some of you, you may be feeling like it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or whatever it is that's saying, right? But this is like feeling as though you have no control, feeling change, feeling like unwelcome changes or resistance in some way, maybe not knowing, maybe feeling unclear as far as making a choice. But look what you have. You have the Sun and you have the Queen of Pentacles. She's basically holding another sun. So this is restored vitality, new hope, new faith. And this is really realizing that you're in that driver's seat here of your own creations and in your own prosperity. Okay. This is good fortune. Now you have the King and the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. And then the Sun being 19, I mean, that's then a 10, and it's another completion. So it does feel as though you have some brighter days ahead. That's for sure. Okay. Again, if it's your reading, you'll know if it's your reading, right? Only take what resonates. If you enjoy the reading, please do like, subscribe, hype, leave a comment. It all helps with the algorithm. I appreciate you. Thank you. And let's get you some. There's something about here. I'm getting a message too about kind of like not using fear as a motivator. Like maybe that's how you were brought up, but that's not how you choose to live or how you choose to be with your children. All right, let's see what else we have for Libra. Let's get some messages from our future higher self. Yeah, I'm going to keep this one brief. It's kind of like that bonus Friday reading I generally do on Friday. I'm kind of doing it today. And just doing a little bit of a shorter reading today for you. Let's see what else we have. I know some of you like that. I want to know what, actually, I want to know right now about the money blocks. If there are any money blocks, I do want to know about that. I feel like that could help us, whatever this transition is. Could be like, yeah, all right. So there's black magic here. So cleanse yourself. And you had this in your weekly reading too, I think, being a copy. So just be your original self, right? And don't, it's like, please, with these two cards together coming out like this, not focusing on what other people might be doing or saying or thinking of you. So defend yourself. You know, it's like having to feel as though you're always on the defensive. But so cleanse cleanse the energies around you. You just do frequent energetic sweeps, cleansing, aura clearing, all that, whatever you need to do to get anything within you or on you that feels like it shouldn't be there away. So detox. Okay, I guess I could have just said that. So it's time to detox, and it's also time to find out what makes you unique, right? And really kind of showcase that, self-promote. And then we have giving up too easily. So this is about, if you quit before the miracle happens, you're never going to get the actual reward. So keep going, keep fighting, even if it means you have to, stand up to challenging energies. That's the advice from Spirit anyway right now. So know that all things are working out for your good. And some of you may be afraid to take big risks, maybe because in the past it hasn't worked out. And I totally get that as a fellow human. I understand that. But this is about needing to take bigger risks. Like you can take small risks, but they might not be big enough to make the big impact, right? So small risks require almost as much effort as the big ones, but they're not quite as rewarding. So take a bigger risk and see what rewards might come out of that courageous decision. And I want to remind you, you have the Strength card here for support. Oh, and then you have repeating patterns. So this is about forming new behaviors. Some of you, you've outgrown your circumstances. And that's what a lot of this has to do. Like if something wasn't really fair or just or right, not aligning, it's like you outgrew a certain situation. And you're not willing to repeat those same patterns because they haven't been helpful, right? Let's get some messages from your future higher self now. To rise, you must let go of fear. And know that you are protected and safe as you make these changes and shifts, okay? Challenge yourself to be stronger than your challenges. And a powerful change will transform your life. And that, I feel, is like basically what the whole reading is about. You deciding to break patterns, you awakening that warrior, you're cleansing yourself, you're freeing yourself from anything that's not serving you, helping you in any way. And this is about releasing anything that feels like it has control over you in any way, right? Yeah, that's leading to that big, huge, powerful change. And you'll be surrounded with people who have different agendas, and it might scare you away, but fight it out. You've got this. Okay. So again, it's like taking a stand. You're needing to take a stand here with something. You choose to take a stand and you win the battle, basically. Right? It leads to big personal growth and definitely positive change here. It's going to be life-changing, it looks like, for a lot of you. Learn when to say no, avoid clutter, slow down, and quiet your mind. I'm hearing clairaudiently too, breath work. Okay, so breath work. Please be patient with yourself too. It says travel as much as you can. This will add dimension to your life. And you'll be blessed with more than you could ever imagine. It does feel good. It feels like good energy there. What do we have? What else? Some angelic messages here. Guardian angel messages for Libra. Make the time to connect with the ones you love. Things are about to be shaken up. A new way of life will begin. As I already said brighter days ahead, and it's saying brighter days ahead. There are brighter days ahead. And your angels stepped in to protect you from what you did not see. Again, you're getting protection, angelic support and protection. And this too shall pass. So an unexpected surprise is coming. It will leave you changed for the better. That came up in your weekly reading too. So pretty cool. Here it is a few days later. And Finding courage and inner strength. Okay, so stand your ground and stay true to your beliefs. That is another big thing about this reading, right? You'll have that. I think you'll have the big positive surprise when you do find the courage and stand up for yourself in a certain situation, and maybe you've already done that and you're reaping the rewards of that. So loosen the grip there on anything that you've been hanging on to that you know is not helpful too. I do feel that energy coming in as well. Let's get you some signs from spirit cards. I've been liking this deck this week. I like it all the time, but you have a unicorn spirit. So this is about letting the unicorn's magical horn touch the wounded parts of your heart and awakening your belief that miracles can happen. You are already whole. You are perfect just as you are, and there's nothing you need to do to earn respect, right? You are valuable. You deserve respect. It's your birthright. You deserve love. It's your birthright. Book. Information can be a valuable resource. It's important to use knowledge with care and integrity. Being a student requires humility. You don't have to know it all. Sometimes we feel like we have to, but we don't. We don't have to know it all. What else do we have? Angel numbers, please. 1919, a sign of patience. Patience and hard work make dreams a reality. That courage too, stepping in. And you have 77, a sign of inner wisdom. So this is connecting in with your own spirituality and intuition, learning to trust it. Let it be your loudest guide. Okay. More so than any tarot reading, right? And more so than any tarot reading that, you'd get from someone else. And I say that as a tarot reader, it's always important to follow your intuition first and foremost. Surrender resentments. Again, this is about not holding on, right? So surrender resentments. Holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward towards positive situations in your life. And you have surrender frustration. Yeah, frustration doesn't open any doors, right? The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you can approach the situation calmly. What else? And surrender to wonder and awe. So open to the magic of every moment and sense the wonder and awe in all of life. Again, tuning into magic, the miracles of life and things to be grateful for and the simple little pleasures. So that will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow, it says on the card. Okay. What else do we have, please? Let's get a Divine Direction Oracle card now. The Star. Look at that. Shoot for the stars and don't you dare settle for just fine. Set your sights higher. You deserve better. That's a huge key. Okay. That last sentence here, you deserve better. And you know that. And that's why a lot of you have closed something out already. You've already ended it. You've already, you're able to move. You know now how resilient you are. You know that stuff, some of the stuff you went through was so that you could come out stronger. Maybe you could help others. It's like you needed all of that to happen in some way to get you to this point right now. Now, it does have to do with ultimate healing too. You've certainly healed something and moved past it. You deserve better. So, yeah. And, look at that. Happiness. So positive energies flowing around you and within you. Stay optimistic. There's a lot of good coming your way. Yeah, it does feel very much like a brighter days ahead kind of reading. It's like you deserve better. You know that, and you freed yourself. You released yourself from, an obligation that you never really truly had. It was maybe even forced upon you in some way. And in some way, it was kind of like, I don't know, like I said, like maybe you were born into certain beliefs or born thinking something about you was a weakness in some way, when really it's a uniqueness. It's not a weakness, it's a uniqueness. Oh my gosh, look at that. And now you have break free. Break free from what's holding you back and move forward. Don't wait for the change, create it. Wow. Look at that. That's amazing. Because as I'm shuffling, that's what we got. Like And I just said those words. So what else for Libra? Final animal healing messages here now for the Libra Collective. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, hype, leave a comment. It's all totally free. And thanks so much to my members out there. Okay, and again, happy holidays. I'll be changing the set here. All right. Stag, card 48, source, and that's crown chakra. And it says, remember your true source. Let go of your belief in scarcity. Infinite abundance is available to you now. Thanks so much for being here, and happy Thanksgiving.